Every day, hundreds of thousands of people rely on public transit to get to work, to school, run errands, or see friends and family members. They deserve a public transit system that is reliable, convenient, safe, and affordable. One that provides a good experience and makes their day-to-day lives easier. When public transit is working well, life is more affordable. More people can choose to leave their cars at home. It becomes less expensive to get around the city, and it reduces the congestions on our roads. According to the Toronto Board of Trade, congestion causes $6 billion in lost productivity each year. Investment in transit helps us recoup this lost productivity and grow our economy. CEO tells me that our public transit system is one of the reasons they choose to open an office here in Toronto and invest in jobs right here in GTA. We are currently debating a budget here in Toronto, and my budget recognizes that public transit is critical, that people depend on it, and our economic vitality depends on it too. So we're increasing services, reducing wait times as we work our way back to pre-pandemic levels. We are hiring more staff in stations to help riders and be the eyes and ears on the platform and to provide a safe travel. We're building the busway along the Scarborough RT corridor, saving residents 20 minutes a day in their commute. We're looking forward to the future, advancing the design on Eglinton East LRT and Waterfront LRT. We're doing all this while making transit more affordable by freezing fares. We're able to do so in part because of the contribution from the provincial government through the New Deal. And I want to take this opportunity again to thank the Premier for his support and love for Toronto. When Ontario government and the municipal government work together, we can make life more affordable. This announcement, for me personally, have been 2 decades, and finally the Premier is getting it done. It's making life, Torontonians and all the transit riders across GTA, making their life a lot more affordable. So thank you, Premier, and without further delay, thank you. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mayor Chow, for that kind remarks. It is a pleasure to be here with my colleague, Minister Sakaria, Metrolinx and TTC CEOs Phil Wester and Rick Leary, Councillor Pasternak, and TTC Chair Myers, alongside some of the men and women who keep our province moving, and of course, Premier Ford. Since day one, Premier Ford and our government have been focused on building public transit, better public transit system for the people of Ontario. A transit system that gets riders where they need to go when they need to go there. Across the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area, we are investing billions of dollars in transforming public transit, including right here in Toronto, where shovels are already in the ground to build new subways, like the Ontario Line, Eglinton Crosstown West Extension, Yonge North Subway Extension, and Scarborough Subway Extension. We are also making rapid progress to deliver critical light rail transit projects, including Finch West and the Hazel-McCallion Line in Mississauga. Just last month, at the request of Premier Ford, Minister Sakaria directed Metrolinx to plan for extending the Hazel-McCallion Line into Mississauga and Brampton. We are also continuing to expand two-way all-day GO train services across the Greater Golden Horseshoe. This means more trains, less waiting, and faster service across our GO network. Our government is focused on practical solutions that put money back into the pockets of transit riders. I want to stress we wouldn't be where we are today without the important work done by my predecessors, Minister Kinga Sarma and Minister Stan Chow. They laid the groundwork for today's announcement by taking action to make transit more convenient and affordable, including introducing new options to pay fare with debit card, credit card, smartphone, and smartwatches. When we worked with our municipal partners, the possibilities are endless. The reason we are here today is just another example of that fact. With that, I would now like to turn it over to Premier for today's exciting announcement on One Fare. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Vijay, for your words and the introduction. I'm thrilled to be here at Downsview Park Station alongside Ministers Thanigasalam and Sarkaria. And folks, these two ministers, they're doing amazing work every single day. They're leading the largest expansion of public transit in North America as our government invests $70 billion in new subways and expanding GO Transit. Thank you both. I also want to welcome Mayor Chow, Metrolink CEO Phil Verster, and TTC Chair Councillor Jamal Myers, TTC CEO Rick Leary, Councillor James Pasternak, and James has been a good friend of mine way back in the days as at City Council. You always do a great job, James, who have all been great partners as we connect communities across the province. Thank you all for joining us. Today is a great day for transit riders from across the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area. Today, we're here to announce One Fare. Starting February 26, transit riders will only pay once when transferring between GO Transit, the TTC, and other regional transit agencies in the GTHA. That means someone living in Barrie can take a Barrie Transit bus to the GO station, ride the GO train to here, Downsview Park Station, and take the subway to the TMU campus, all with one fare. Or a senior living along Toronto's beautiful waterfront can hop on a streetcar to Union Station and take the GO train to visit her grandchildren in Pickering. Again, all with one fare. This program will be a game changer for transit riders. It will provide people with more transit options and more convenience. It will lead to over 8 million new rides every year. Most importantly, it'll be a massive savings for transit riders and putting money back into people's pockets where it belongs. One fare will save transit riders on an average of $1,600 each and every year, and that's just amazing. Our government is getting it done, and it's just one of the ways we're saving money for hardworking people, commuters going to work, school, or out to family events. We eliminated the license plate sticker fee, saving vehicle owners $120 a year per car or truck. We extended the gas tax cut, cutting 10.7 cents per liter, saving the average household $260. And we scrapped the tolls on highways 412 and 418. Combined with these measures are saving households hundreds or thousands of dollars at a time when they need it most. As people continue to struggle with Bank of Canada interest rate hikes and rising costs, we need to do everything we can to keep costs down. We'll never stop looking for ways to put money back into your pockets. Thank you to everyone for joining us today, and may God bless the people of Ontario. Thank you.
We'll now go to reporters' questions. Please identify yourselves by name and outlet. It'll be one question and one follow-up. First question.
Hi, Premier.
Hi, Rob.
Rob Ferguson, Toronto Star, as you know.
Morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Just on this transit announcement, the one example you gave, someone could hop on the bus in Barrie, get to the GO station, and then take the TTC. How much is this going to cost? Because, you know, the fare from, for example, from Barrie to Toronto on the GO train is like not cheap. So, is that rider just paying a Barrie bus fare and then everything else is free?
Yeah, I'm going to pass that over to Vijay.
Thank you, Premier. So, for example, let's say a senior taking the bus from Barrie Transit, they pay for the Barrie Transit fees and they get onto the GO. they will pay GO minus the berry fees they already paid. And let's say they come to Downsview and take TTC, they don't pay the TTC fare. So they don't pay the berry and they don't pay for the GO. They only pay for the GO. And our government is investing in the future of our transit riders, whether it's students or seniors or daily commuters. We want to invest so that the generations can able to save money, because we are eliminating the double fare, triple fare. Like Premier mentioned, this is going to save daily commuters who take transit 5 days a week, $1,600. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Minister. And just a quick follow-up, Premier. Another matter on the Supreme Court decision Friday on the mandate letters not having to be released. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's good news. Obviously, it was a unanimous decision, and we're listening to the courts, so we're happy.
Hi, Premier. Jeff Gray, Globe and Mail. Another question just about the finances. So if I got this right, then the provincial government will cover the cost that the transit agencies, such as the TTC, will be out when they don't get the fare. Am I right about that? Is that how this works? And is there a dollar figure we've got per year that the TTC will be reimbursed for?
Pass that back to you, Vijay.
Thank you, Premier. So the great news is Ontario government, our government is fully funding this program to kickstart One Fare program to eliminate the double fares. We are investing $67 million. This is the investment into the public transit riders. Like Premier mentioned, the living cost is rising. The affordability is the number one issue at the moment. So we want to invest for the seniors, students, and public transit riders. So in this investment means every family, let's say they have 1 or 2 public transit riders. Some families have 4 people, they rely on public transit. All of them who can save $1,600. So that means they can use this for their future, their family. Personally, I went through this before. When I recently graduated, I used to take subways from Scarborough to Kipling, from Kennedy Station to Kipling Station, and take TTC to Mississauga, and from my way, Mississauga, into the Mississauga to go to my job. So I paid double fare to go and then double fare to come back. So I understand the pain, and Premier wants to eliminate the double fare, triple fare, because we learned loud and clear. People want to eliminate this and to put money back into the pocket. That's exactly this government is delivering. Thank you.
And Premier, just changing direction, I wondered if you would comment about recent announcement from the Premier of Alberta. Are you considering any similar action that she's taken with regard to restricting surgeries or hormone treatments for trans youth?
No, we have a law here, and we're leaving everything alone. But Jeff, I got to compliment the Globe and Mail, and this is a rarity, folks. What a great story you had about Canada being the #1 place, and we overtook China on EV vehicles and EV battery plants. Great article. I don't know if you read it, Jeff, but it was...
You're supposed to...
Oh, you wrote it. Okay, good.
You're supposed to compliment mine, I think.
You know something, I didn't see you wrote it. I usually just watch the headline. So congratulations, Jeff. No, that's a great story. I thought it was part of Bloomberg, so you did it. Good for you. Well, anyways, good story. We're leading the world, folks, in EV and battery productions, and there's still more good news to come. Stay tuned this year. We're working very, very hard to land a couple more big deals, but it's so competitive out there worldwide, and I just have all the confidence in the people, the ingenuity here. We're going to land these deals. So thanks for that, Jeff.
Premier Richard Southern with City News. When I had a chance to speak with you last week about the Service Ontario changes, you said, quote, officials dealt with this, none of us dealt with this. Were you aware of the changes before they went ahead? And Premier, does the buck not always stop with you?
You know, Richard, man, you gotta give this one up. Like, people love the fact that they can go into a place, be it Staples or other places that are already existing. It's like the comparator I have, Shoppers Drug Mart. You go into the post office. You know, people love the idea that it's 7 o'clock till sometimes up to 10 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock. It's about convenience. We're saving the taxpayers $1 million. But, buddy, you got to get a new story, man. This is getting stale. I'm just telling you honestly, you do. But
We'll move on if you release the business case to back up that claim of $1 million savings. Will you do that, sir?
It is out there, and we'll get that for you, but you're like a dog on a bone on this thing. Anyways, the bone's getting thin. I'm sorry. Next question.
Hi, Premier. Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Hi, Siobhan.
We haven't heard you yet weigh in on what the mayor is now proposing in terms of the tax increase for the City of Toronto. You had warned about the possibility of high tax increases. I'm wondering how you feel about the way that the mayor has built her budget at this point.
You know something, I don't get involved in the budget process, not just for Toronto, but any city. I can tell you one thing, the mayor and I have a phenomenal relationship. We're doing some great things together. We're going to continue to work collaboratively to build transit, for example. Here's one perfect example. She's a massive proponent about building attainable, affordable homes, regular homes. Matter of fact, they're going to exceed their building targets, and the mayor, I'm going to be standing here in a little while with a big, massive check from the province saying thank you, keep building. And I pulled in here. Look at this. This is James Pasternak's area, and I'm sure he has a vision in the mayor. But wouldn't it be great if we could build the most modern community there is in Canada right here? But I have all the confidence. The mayor's doing a good job, and the councillors down there. It's about working together, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
And I think this might be a better question for the Associate Minister, but about the commitment to this one transit or one fare project. Yeah. Is there a long-term commitment? Is it just the 2 years that you talked about with the seed money to get things going?
Long-term.
Our government, under the leadership of Premier Ford, we are committed to stand with public transit riders to make public transit affordable. Like Premier said, with the working relationship with Mayor Chow and other municipalities, I am confident this is going to be a successful one fare program moving forward in a long term. Thank you.
Good morning, Momin Qureshi from City News 680. Premier, this question is actually for the mayor about fare integration, if you don't mind. Yep. Mayor Chow, I know the TTC has been struggling a great deal trying to get ridership back up on the TTC, especially through the pandemic. How much are you hoping, or what kind of impact do you think fare integration will have on trying to get those numbers back up?
This one fare program is a godsend because it means that someone from Etobicoke can take the GO train to via Long Branch or Mimico, come down to Union, jump on line 1 and take TTC. And it just opened up lots of opportunity. The coming Chinese New Year, I can jump onto Union, get onto Scarborough to the Asian Court, the GO train to Asian Court, and then take the bus to my favorite Chinese restaurant. There's a lot of different opportunities. It just opened up the system completely and saving people $1,600 a year. That's a lot of money because there are a lot of Torontonians that work outside the City of Toronto, for example. Even within the city, they now can combine all types of transit and nodal way to travel. So it's more convenient, it's more affordable, and as I said, the City of Toronto have been talking about this for 2 decades, even way back when I was a Metro and City councillor. So finally it got done.
And Mayor, if I could just keep you there, I want to ask you, yesterday FIFA announced the amount of games that Toronto is getting, including the first ever men's Canada game on home soil. So two-parter, if you could get your thoughts on that. And then if you have any concerns about the amount of games we're getting and the cost that will be associated with that. And Premier, if I could get your response on that as well, that'd be great.
I'm excited. FIFA World Cup is coming to Toronto. So mark your calendar, folks. It's we're showing Toronto how diverse, how exciting, how vibrant we are. It's the world coming to Toronto. The bid was signed a couple of years ago. I have former Councillor Budget Chief David Sanaki looking at the books to make sure that every penny, every dollar is spent properly. And the games are coming. I look forward to all the business improvement areas, all the local restaurants, all coming together, joining in this celebration through the Fan Fest, through the games. and can't wait for it to happen. Also want to take this opportunity to thank Premier Ford and the Ontario government to be our partner financially. So we're all coming to, all three levels of government are coming together to host this World Cup.
Well, thanks, Mayor. I'm really pumped up, and you know, I played soccer majority of my younger days. You'd never think that with this big belly, but I was pretty fast at the time. And I coached soccer with my kids, so I'm a soccer fan. But this is great for our community. We have 120 nationalities, 200 languages spoken, and out of those 120 nationalities, soccer is probably the #1 sport, or up there, #1 or 2 in a lot of these communities. But we're going to have a great time. We're going to host the world here, and what better place? We're an economic leader in North America, and we're thriving right now. We're going to continue to thrive and show the rest of the world what an incredible place Toronto, GTA, and Ontario is. So bring lots of friends and family over. We're going to have a great time.
This will be the last reporter.
Hi, good morning. Courtney Heels with CP24. Since we're talking transit, may I ask the Metrolink CEO, Phil Verster, any update on the Eglinton LRT? Any update on when that completion date may be approaching?
So CDS, our contractor, and their subcontractors and Alstom are making really good progress. And when we had our media event in November, December, we very openly declared the 5 work streams, and we are tracking really well against that, and progress is going systematically good. System integration test, which is the most important, was at around 15% in November. It's now last week at 28%. The physical construction at the roadworks at Yonge and Eglinton is significantly completed. Most importantly, occupancy permits, which are the third or fourth work stream, 40 of those are required. We now have 23, and 10 of those are for the biggest underground stations and the most important ones. So the progress is there. The bit I'm worried about is the signaling and train control system, which needs a couple of software releases to iron out software, let's call it wrinkles, that'll get the system to the right place. So we are going to do what we said we're going to do, and that is we'll declare an opening date 3 months in advance of the first services running. We are all hard at work to bring this program to a close. And we won't guess beforehand. We've got a good understanding. We are working really closely with our colleagues. Rick and the TTC have been extremely constructive, collaborative, and helpful to get us there. The most important thing is we're making systematic progress. I will not open the service up if it's not safe and reliable. That has got a long, difficult history to then get fixed afterwards. We'll make sure the system works well, works to our satisfaction, the TTC crews are familiar with the trains, and everyone's happy to roll it out, and then we'll open it.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Good. We're good. Thanks, everyone.